He's living his best life, as he always does. And fellas, he's been active on social media as well. He joined the popular streamer ShowSpeed, and he had this to say about whether or not he will stay in Milwaukee long term. Take a listen here.
LA, the tax is bad. New York, tax is bad.
Yeah.
Hell no.
A lot of people have tried to convince me to go and play there and stuff.
Oh, no.
No.
So you staying in Milwaukee?
Probably. We'll see. See. Probably. I love Milwaukee.
So Giannis says probably we'll see him back. But sometimes I say, yeah, well, what are you going to eat for dinner? I say probably a salad, and then I give myself an out for the burger. How do you read this here, Giannis?
I'm happy. I'm happy he's finally come out and said it. And even though it's a probably, we're going to take the probably out. He's going back to Milwaukee. And it's not a failure. I think you said this when we were on set. It's not a failure to go back to Milwaukee. You've had success there. You've had the championship. You've had individual success. You've had team success. This organization has tried to do everything possible to give Giannis the opportunity to be in the best position. It just has not happened. So for him to say, I'm going to sit and look, and for there to not be too many options out there to change and put them in a championship situation, something had to happen. You're comfortable in Milwaukee, Giannis. You don't owe anybody an explanation for that. Go be comfortable and enjoy the rest of your basketball career. You work hard and you earned it.
I wish I had a degree in reading body language. I don't, but I just look at what Milwaukee was able to do this offseason. They've gone full steam ahead of building this roster around Giannis. You don't go out and waive Damian Lillard and take a $23 million cap hit, or go sign Miles Turner and bring back some of the players, Bobby Portis and Gary Trent, and sign Gary Harris here to think that they're going to potentially lose Giannis here. You go full steam ahead to try to build a roster around him, and if we get to the point he goes into the front office and says, I want out, we'll address that later. But I'm looking at it that Giannis is going to be on this roster when the season starts.
We'll see.
We'll see him in Milwaukee. We'll see you in Milwaukee, Giannis.
We still have a couple of months, a couple of weeks for Giannis to marinate on this, of course, before the beginning.
It'll
of
be
the
more
season.
time than that.
It'll be more time than that.
It won't be the draft. It wasn't the draft, clearly.
Yep.
It wasn't free agency.
Okay.
Not going to be summer league. The next 2 months is when Giannis Antetokounmpo, his inner circle, they're going to have some real conversations.
Until then, continue on the jet skis, because that looks like a whole lot of fun. Still to come here on NBA Today. Reed Shepherd is going to be joining us live to talk all things Houston Rockets ahead of taking the floor in his second summer league here. And we are just about 15 minutes away from the Timberwolves and the Pelicans here. Remember, Derek Queen, the Pelicans made a move to jump up in the draft to be able to grab him, Bobby.
Oh, they sure did, and it cost them potentially a top pick next year's draft, and we'll wait and see it happens. But I love Derek Queen, everything about him there.
We're going to get to see him in action coming up at the bottom of the hour.
And from the University of Texas, number 35, here is Durant for the win. Way outside. Durant makes his move. Oh. Durant fires. Bang!
I know who I am. I'm Kevin Durant.
It has been a busy summer for Houston. Of course, KD is the headline, but this is a group that has a lot of depth as well, especially in the front court. Here's a look at the Rockets' potential rotation here. Second-year guard Reed Shepherd poised to play a key role off of the bench, especially with Jalen Green, Delta Phoenix, in the trade that brought Durant to Houston. And joining us now at Summer League, it's last year's number 3 overall pick, Reed Shepherd. Reed, thank you so much for spending a little time with us today.
Thank you guys for having me on.
We really appreciate it. I'm always excited. We were talking in the break when a player, especially a top pick, decides to come back and play a second year at Summer League, no matter how big or how small their role was in the regular season and playoffs for their team the year before. What made you want to come back and play again and work on that skill set?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just I love basketball.
Yeah.
You know, being able to come back and play, it's just a lot of fun. You get to work out all summer, be in the gym, doing that, but being able to come out here and play against different players and just get up and down the court is always fun.
We mentioned Kevin Durant. We were all watching the highlights together leading into this segment. What'd you think when you heard he was going to be your teammate? How do you think you could compliment him?
Yeah, I mean, obviously when I saw it, it was really cool for me. And I grew up watching him my whole life, so it's kind of crazy now that I'm going to be playing with him. You know, he's just a tremendous great scorer, really can do anything. He's a great winner. So it's going to be really fun. I'm really excited to play with him.
Coach Chums, in bringing Kevin to the Rockets, there were certain players that Houston said, no, they cannot be a part of this deal.
Yeah, so Reeve, now that we have you here, I'd love to get your take. So obviously you were a top pick last year. Your role ebbs and flowed. You had injury as well, but you're on a top 2 seed, finding your place. Now you're going to enter this year in a bigger role, but this offseason, teams inquire with the Rockets, ask about you. The Suns, I was told, asked about you. You were made untouchable in those conversations. So what do you feel when you hear that? What kind of motivation does it give you? How do you feel just about where you stand right now?
Yeah, I think it's really cool. You know, for me, this is my first year dealing with all the offseason, the trades. So it's kind of crazy seeing all of it go down. But like you said, hearing some of that stuff is pretty cool. It gives me a lot of confidence just going into the gym. Continue to work on everything I've been working on this summer, just getting better and just really looking forward to the season and trying to help as much way as I can.
Is that something like the GM tells you, like, hey, listen, like a team called about you, but we're not trading you. Like, you're good, you're untouchable. Like, did you hear that verbatim?
No, not really.
All right, so I'm telling you.
No, now.
You get to break that news.
That's why he's smiling.
See, this is, I mean, I want that moniker, right? You are untouchable as a player. You are one of the best shooters that we've seen. You were incredible last year. It was so much fun to watch you. Now Kevin Durant's on your team. Are you still the best shooter here on the Houston Rockets?
I don't know. I gotta prove it a little bit first. He's proved it for a while, so it'll be fun to have some shooting competitions with him, though.
Well, Reed, I want to give you your flowers because I'm a huge fan. I know about your 49 points in 37 minutes in the G League, cooking with no grease out there. But as great of a scorer as you are, I look at that roster. I look at Kevin Durant. I look at Jabari Smith. I look at Sengun. I look at other guys that can put the basketball in the hole. You do not want to be a guy in this league that if he's not making shots, we have to take him out the game. What are you looking to add to that team that if it's a night where it's not your night, it's Kevin's night, it's Van Fleet's night, it's this guy's night, what are you looking to add to make sure, hey, I'm still in rotation, I'm still going to help us win this basketball game, and I'm going to prove that to the coaching staff?
Yeah, for sure. I think the biggest thing this summer was getting in the weight room and defensively, just working on defense. Like, we had probably a 2 to 3 week stretch. My workouts were straight defense. Like,
I love that.
I wasn't touching the basketball the first 40 minutes. It wasn't very fun, but, you know, it's something we got it done. So, like, just working on that stuff, you know, still getting up shots and ball handling and all that, but really just working on being stronger and getting more physical.
By the way, that footage we were just showing was from him cooking in the G League in that game, Giannis.
Listen, and I love that you're working on your defense because I'm going to tell you a secret in this league. We pick on white shooters. No, we do. We hunt you guys. We hunt you guys. You know this.
Sure.
We will hunt white shooters in the league, and we'll pick on you defensively. So I love that you're working on defense all summer.
I never heard about that.
You didn't know that?
40 minutes? No, 40 minutes of just straight
strong.
defense and workouts? I knew about the other part. That part.
That sounds like Amen Doka. I'm not surprised with him.
Can we hit you with some quick hitters before we let you go here, Reed? We know you got some stuff to prepare for here. All right. I'm wondering, since we're here in Las Vegas, nightclub, pool party, what's the vibe?
Pool party. It's
pool
too
party.
hot. You gotta have a pool here.
Especially here. It's 110
Way too
degrees
hot.
here in Las Vegas. If you needed a game winner, if you needed a walk-off shot, both your parents played college ball. You handing the rock to mom or you handing the rock to dad?
I'm giving it to mom.
There you go.
Good answer. Good
Mom.
Respect. I'm a mama's boy, too. Shout out all the moms.
Reed, we really appreciate the time. Thank you so much for stopping by NBA today. We wanted to. Reed has seen so many highlights from Summer League, but now that it's here, we thought we'd take a look back at some of the best plays of Summer League.
Hello.